All right, everybody, we're back. For 8 years, my next guest was a cast member on Mad TV. Now he's co-starring on Showtime's new sketch comedy show, The Underground. Please welcome Aries Spears.
What's up, man?
It's all good. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you, sir.
Now, you got a lot going on. Your career's going very well. You got a new show, which we'll talk about. You have a new movie that you're doing with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. A good movie, messing around with Snoop.
He's a guy that, had you met Snoop Dogg before you started working on the movie?
You know, it was funny, man. The first time I actually met Snoop, he had this big trailer. I told all the people, I told his handlers, I said, look, y'all gotta let me meet Snoop. So I walk in the trailer, I have my speech prepared. He's sitting in a big circle with, you know, him and his boys, and they passing around a blunt. That's weed for the white folks. So he's passing around
Thanks
the blunt.
for clarifying that for me.
I had to.
Tell me more about this blunt you speak of.
We'll get to it. So he's passing around the blunt, and eventually it comes to me, and, you know, at that time, I ain't smoked. So I told him, I said, look, man, I appreciate the offer, but, you know, that's not really what I do. And as cool as he could be, he just was like, hey, dog, I really respect that. You know, I like the fact you keep it clean and you keep it thug thizzle. Then he turned to his boy and he said, get that nigga out of my trailer. So since then, I have become an avid smoker for medicinal purposes.
Yes, you want to be in that cool crowd. Yeah, now, some people, of course, obviously would be flattered by your impressions, because you do amazing impressions.
Yeah.
There's some people who don't love it. LL Cool J, I understand, doesn't love that you do an impression of him.
Well,
why?
LL has a very serious side to him, and, like, even stuff that LL thinks is funny, other people don't think is funny, so he has a different sense of humor. But basically, you know, LL's got this thing, ladies love Cool James, very suave, very smooth.
Extreme, ladies man, sexual powerhouse.
Right,
yeah.
So I thought he should be a little fair and extend some of that love to the fellas. So I kind of had LL, like, you know, it's LL Cool J, man, you know, I'm going to start letting all my male fans, you know, rub the same flavor, you know, love the LL flavor the same way the women do. So I'm going to allow all my male fans to come to my shows and, you know, rub my body down with plum juice. I'm going to give them a full sexual experience. I'm going to put them in a chair like Janet Jackson, straddle them, we bump chest hairs. So he don't take too kindly to that.
No. Now, okay, so LL doesn't love it. Some people love it. Shaquille O'Neal, you do an impression of Shaquille O'Neal, and apparently Shaq loves your impression, right?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was in L.A. A long time ago when he was still with L.A., and I'm driving down the street, and I'm parked at a light, and this big black SUV pulls up alongside of me. It's got Twism written on it, which is his label, The World Is Mine. But, you know, the windows were rolled up, tinted black. I ain't think nothing of it. So I'm sitting at the light. Next thing I know, my car starts violently shaking. And I look over, and Shaq's in the passenger seat, and he's like, make fun of me on Mad TV. And it was, you know...
He's rocking your car?
He was rocking the car, and, like, people don't understand. Shaq is just such a big kid, man.
Yeah.
I remember one time I had to go pitch him a movie idea, and I'm sitting in his mansion, and, like, 2 minutes into the pitch, he goes, you smell that? I was like, yeah, what is that? He said, I farted. And it was just... I mean, it was the most expensive fart I ever smelled, but, you know, it's Shaq, man.
It's Shaq. He can get away with anything.
Man.
Now... the reason, you've said in interviews that probably the reason you got into comedy, your all-time hero, Eddie Murphy. You love Eddie Murphy, and I'm curious, have you mastered an Eddie Murphy impression? Because that's an impression that no one seems to be able to get, because it's very complicated.
Well, everybody always does the obvious, the laugh, you know, and it's like, you know, I grew up in the 80s watching SNL, and Eddie was the guy. Right. So, you know, and being in Hollywood, man, I've been blessed enough to meet a lot of people that were my heroes and people I admire. So I was at a club in L.A., and it was like I just moved there, and I saw Eddie with the shades on and little baby teeth, and he was walked in, and I just was like, I gotta meet Eddie. So I walked up, and I was just like, yo, Eddie, man, and before I could say anything else, because of course I don't expect him to know me, but I had only done Def Jam at that point. But he looked, and he was like, this is brother of Def Comedy Jam, did all the impressions. Man, I tell you better stop beating you, getting Chucky, all right? And I had my...
That's great, and because there's different Eddies, right?
I mean,
there's different Eddie Murphys. There's different...
Well, yeah, there's different Eddie Murphys. There's the kind that we all know is big movie star, and there's a kind that mess around and pick up the he-she's. I said No. Look, I love Eddie, man. Eddie's blessed. If it wasn't for Eddie Murphy, I wouldn't be here. But when you're a comedian and you take shots, you got to expect to have shots taken to true. So, you know, and I'm sure Eddie, he was on the paper like, I was out, I was messing around, I was helping somebody. Everybody need to get off my back. I was helping somebody. Y'all need to know that. Eddie Murphy just helped people. That's all I do.
He's helping people. Now, you're speaking of like heroes, you're a big sports fan.
Yes, sir. Before you even get there, Charlie Murphy, please don't whoop my ass. Because Charlie looked like he whoop ass better than he do comedy.
Really? So you're in danger. Well, I've separated myself from all of your comments. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
Sports fan? You're a big sports fan?
Big sports fan. Love basketball, love boxing, my two favorite sports. I'm trying to get into hockey. It's going to be a slow, gradual process, but...
Get there.
Yeah.
What's got you excited in boxing recently?
You know, I'm still pulling for Mike Tyson. I mean,
He's 58 years old.
Listen, I'm with Mike to the end, which is now, but I'm with him.
Yeah. Where is he now? What's he doing?
He's actually making a comeback, man. You know, he's down at the Aladdin Hotel in Vegas, and apparently, from what I read, he's charging people to watch him work out. He's like, I just need money. I need whatever, coins, nickels. So he needs whatever he can get. I just don't want him to get too messed up, because you see the effect of what happens to boxers. Like, one of my favorite boxers used to be this cat, Riddick Bowe. And I kid you, this dude was so messed up. He did an interview. He made up a word I have never heard. And the dude was like, Riddick, after 15 years away, what make you think you're going to come back and be successful? Well, I feel like long I train hard, believe in myself, and do everything I pull to do, I'll be all right. He said pull to do.
Pull to do.
Now, he might not be able to fight. He might not be able to fight no more, but he whoop ass in a game of Scrabble. I'm going to tell you that.
Pull to do. I love pull to do.
You know, I love pull to do. It's funny. When I actually tell that joke down south, they don't get it. They like, "Po to do, what's wrong?" That's a real word.
That's a word.
So, you know.
Your sketch show, I want to mention this.
Yeah.
Your sketch show is going to be, it's on Showtime. No censors. You guys can just go for it.
Man, let me tell you, I think this is going to be one of the coolest shows because, you know, Damon Wayans is actually spearheading the show. And, you know, Damon really gave me a shot, believed in me. I've been knowing D for a long time. And he describes the show as like In Living Color on steroids. I mean, it's on Showtime, so we actually get to finish the jokes.
Right.
Like, there's a sketch that you're going to see that we wrote called Balls Out Jeans. And ladies, y'all got these low-rider jeans where your goodies hang out and you get to show off your stuff. Well, it's time for men to have their own jeans, new balls-out jeans where the nuts hang out. It's great. So when women are talking to us, we can go, excuse me, my eyes are up here, respect my mind. Great.
Sounds good.
Great.
Well, we're going to do that piece tomorrow night. Now, you gave me that idea.
Nice.
We'll beat you to the punch. The Underground premieres next Thursday night at 10 on Showtime. Aries Spears, always hilarious.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Good man. Aries Spears, we'll be right back. Godsmack. Stick around.